So we're going to start a lesson in black and white using crayons, black crayon and a gray crayon. And we're going to use the white paper as the white in the face. So the black will be used for the darkest shadow, and the gray will be used for the middle shadow or tone, and the white will be, as much as we can, the paper. Now when I begin this drawing, I'm looking at my subject upside down. Why upside down? Because I don't want to concentrate on the details. I want to concentrate on the movement of the shadow and the movement of the light. Now when I look at this page and I look at this, I realize that I need more vertical space. So that's the first thing you want to establish. What is my paper? Is it a horizontal or is it a vertical? So now I'm using my gray crayon, and I don't use the crayon like this. I use the side of the crayon. You see that? Always the side. So I am looking, this is the white part, the light part, and this is the shadow. So I'm going to leave the white part, which is on the right, you see, and I'm going to go into the shadow, but I'm not going to use the darkest crayon, which would be more in this area. I'm going to use the middle tone. And the middle tone is down the middle of the head, actually. And it makes this kind of shape. But I'm just seeing this area and this curve. There's a curve here, middle tone, and middle tone that goes into the head here. And I'm just going to let that whole side of the shadow start to go around the lighter part of the head. And I'm almost feeling like I'm carving the head out of space here. And I see that line going that way in the head. So notice I'm not doing this and using the crayon like a pen or a pencil. I'm not writing, I'm painting. I'm using the side and I'm going for the movement of the shadow. I see the light here, and we see, because of the shadow and the light, if everything was light, we wouldn't see it. If everything was shadow, we wouldn't see it. But because there's a shadow and a light, there's a line that's formed between the two. You see there? This is a darker shadow than this one, but I'll get to that. And this is a light. Shadow, shadow, shadow. And now I'm starting to see where I am a little bit more. I'm going to go with the darker. And you see I'm painting upside down. Do you think I'm crazy? I'm painting this thing upside down? No, I'm not crazy. Maybe a little. But I'm painting upside down because I want to see those shadows and lights. I don't want to see eye, nose, nostril, mouth. No, because there's a head here, there's form, there's light, there's movement, there's texture. I want to see the big story before I get to the details of the story. First I need the context. What's happening? Where does this girl live? Where does this person live in space? First she needs a house to live in, then she can have the little furniture, right? We need to build the house from bottom up, from the ground up, to have the whole feeling of the form in space. These are terms that artists use: space, shadow, light, movement, texture. And as I'm moving, I'm really starting to feel those things. I feel like I'm actually moving in space. I'm able to actually go into this mysterious, shadowy world. It's a movement like a river going downstream and upstream. And sometimes there's a textural thing that happens. I get excited by that. And this is moving into this lip area and under. And it's almost like suddenly I'm seeing these straight lines and curves meeting a curve. That's very strong, that curve. And this shadow, this shadow, this shadow. It's a little darker here, so I'm going to go into the black, the darker part. And then it gets lighter. So there's less pressure. Sometimes you have to lift, and now it's darker here, so there's more pressure. You see? There's more pressure. And that really is where the dark meets the light. And that's exciting. It's exciting where the dark meets the light. It's light and dark. We see because of the light and the dark. When I'm upside down, I really observe. I don't try to do these details so much. It's a head.